Good evening, everybody. I'm Dan Santorum, CEO of PTR, and it's my pleasure to welcome everybody to PTR's 40th anniversary banquet. Since 1997, for the last 20 years, PTR's Master Professional Committee, now International Master Professional, has served the membership in a variety of ways. The group now has 43 members living and working in 13 countries and 17 U.S. states. 32 are scheduled to be here at this conference, and tonight we are honored to add a new member. The committee and its members have worked to serve fellow PTR members by offering mentorship in many ways, from publishing, leading PTR courses, and annually offering roundtable sessions, as done this morning with 17 PTR International Master Pros conversing with fellow symposium attendees. Leadership within the PTR as foundation president, board members, committee chairs, certification testers, and clinicians, and with all PTR presidents having been also PTR International Master Professionals. Tonight, I wish to recognize all PTR International Master Professionals present, beginning with our past committee chairs, and ask them to stand, and they are Kenda Hart, Scott Tharp, Pete Collins, Jorge Andrew, John Antonos, and myself. Last night we elected a new chair, and she is Annie Miller. Congratulations, Annie. Please stand. And being in the 7th inning stretch, all in rows, please stand. Thank you. Our selection committee yearly receives and reviews applications for International Master Professional Award. This process is done solely by volunteers and free of any financial charge by PTR members for PTR members. A PTR International Master Professional should be a strong representative of PTR and the sport, to be known as a master talent developer, exhibit the highest ethical behavior on and off the court, and one who displays the highest standards of excellence in the tennis teaching profession. It is expected that the applicant has shown growth in their knowledge of the game, a strong involvement in introducing tennis to their community, regional expertise in teaching and coaching, dedication to the mission of PTR, and a commitment to developing professionally. A PTR International Master Professional status reflects a career dedicated to our sport and the tennis teaching profession, and should be viewed as a life achievement award. Please allow me to introduce our newest PTR International Master Professional from Clemmons, North Carolina. Darryl Lewis has been a PTR member since 1990. He has directed tennis at public, private, and resort properties, first starting after college with public facilities in Atlanta, also as the director at TPC Sugarloaf in Georgia, Wintergreen Resort in Virginia, and in his present position as the director of Old Town Club, located near Winston-Salem, North Carolina. He has also worked for associations such as USTA Southern as a schools program director, and also the Atlanta Committee for the Olympic Games. Furthermore, he has been an entrepreneur by owning and a publishing business serving diverse clients in the tennis industry. Darryl has been dedicated to not only learning our craft in tennis teaching and our business, but also for volunteering for a vast variety and array of charities, associations, and fundraising events. He has also consistently, throughout his career, volunteered his time and expertise as a speaker, presenter, and author, doing so at international symposia to local gatherings. This is directly obvious from those he has and continues to mentor in our profession, noting that he enjoys teaching and career coaching his staff professionals as much as on-court students. When you meet Darryl, you will experience a hard-working, humble guy with sharp Aussie wit, caring energy, and quiet strength. A native Aussie who began his tennis teaching career on the public park tennis courts in Duluth, Georgia. Please join me in congratulating PTR's 2016 International Master Professional, Darryl Lewis.
Wow. I always tell my students, if you're not nervous, you're not ready. And I wish I had my heart rate monitor on right now. We might set a new record. I've got to thank John Raker, Pete Collins, the rest of the selection committee. I was getting phone calls as this process went from people in the industry. Pete Collins just called me. Next day, Pete Collins just called me. I have no idea, Pete, how many phone calls you must have made, but thank you. I also want to thank the Master Pro community. John sent an email out to the group announcing my selection. Same day, I got countless emails from almost every Master Pro. Some actually emailed me, and then they called me as well. So, I mean, what a group. I've got to thank Dan. 1990, Dan came up to me and invited me to join the organization and be a clinician while I was working for the USTA. You know, Dan deserves a lot of thanks, along with Julie, the rest of the staff, for everything they do for all of us every single day. So thank you. When you've been in the industry as long as I have, there's so many people to thank. And I wanted to thank them all, but Peggy told me if I did, that would be severely frowned upon. So for the benefit of all of you, I'm not going to. However, I do want to thank, everybody has those aha moments in their life, and I worked for the USTA Southern Section for 6 years, and I spent those 6 years trying to convince John Sheffield, who I think is here somewhere, how to say no, because he didn't know how. He spent the same 6 years trying to convince me to always say yes. And I thank John, wherever you are, for being a much better teacher than I was, and managing to teach me that no's not the right answer. It's not no, but it's how. So thank you. In 1983, my parents supported my decision to come over and play college tennis. I promised them for 12 months, see how good I could get, and then go back to Australia. Sorry, Mum and Dad. It's 30 plus years later, and I'm still here. But thank you for their support. Have to thank my kids, Clark, Connor, Katie, and most importantly, my wife, Julie. We all know the hours and the weird schedules that tennis pros work, and they put up with that, so I thank you. I want to end with this, and I want to share a quote with you. And this quote actually drives my wife crazy, because in her mind, it's this image of me careening down some mountain single track on my bike at some high rate of knots. But the quote is, if you're not living on the edge, you're taking up too much room. And to put that in context, I ask all of you, especially the young pros, don't be content. Don't be content with your knowledge. Don't be content with your teaching style, your methodology. Be a leader. Break new ground. Don't be content. Live on the edge. Thank you.